guys, welcome back to another episode of Crossing Swords. As always, I'm Andrew.
And I'm here to, help you through all of your problems.
Yeah, as one of the things we love to do on this podcast is flog a dead horse.
Love it. I mean, I would say...
Or milking a cow.
Personally, milking is a personal strength.
Yeah.
But I would just say that I don't want to toot our own horns here, blow smoke up our asses. We've got plenty of listeners to do that for us.
Absolutely.
But I think in terms of flogging a dead horse, I'd say we're amongst the best in the business.
Oh, definitely.
I think we're right up there.
We like a repeat. Although it's funny and ironic because you don't like spin-offs and you don't like repeats.
I actually hate spin-offs. I mean, genuinely hate spin-offs.
I mean, have you watched the new Game of Thrones spin-off, House of the Dragon?
Nope.
I haven't yet. I will. I'm saving it up.
I just can't imagine. I just can't do it. I can't bring myself. There are only.
Is it because you genuinely think it won't be? Like
right.
You just,
and one, I don't even consider it to be. There's only two things in the world, spin-offs, that I would be like, yep, brilliant.
Right.
One, anything Star Wars related.
Right. So you watched the Clone Wars, Rebel Wars, or whatever.
Rebels was great. Clone Wars is really good. I would watch them. I love them.
Okay.
Two, Frasier. I don't even like Cheers that much.
What was the spin-off to? Is that what Frasier was? A spin-off?
Yeah, in like the later seasons of Cheers, Frasier was a sort of minor to major character.
Okay. I wasn't a big
and then
fan
eventually they decided to sort of be like, okay, well, let's give him a spin-off. What's it going to be? We're going to move him over here. We're going to introduce these characters.
Because he was a radio host, wasn't he?
In Frasier, yeah.
Yeah,
like a
Kelsey
psychiatrist.
Grammer?
Yeah, brilliant. He's
also
brilliant in it.
From the X-Men.
He's brilliant in it. Everyone's in it. And I love Frasier. I think it's brilliant writing. And I genuinely, if you haven't seen it, go and watch it. Like, it's a genuinely good sitcom.
Quite posh.
No, but that's the beauty of it. So the two main characters, him and his brother, both consider themselves really posh and highbrow and all art and high. But ultimately, when it comes down to it,
they're just the same.
They're just petty siblings.
Okay.
And their dad's like common, and they're like, oh god, he's so
he was the grumpy old man, wasn't he?
And but ultimately, he's probably more sophisticated than they are.
Yeah.
It's the beauty of it.
Yeah, it was
but
a good
two spin-offs. That's
a funny
it.
Show. But nothing else. You couldn't accept anything else.
You could not name a single other spin-off, I would say.
The thing is, it's one of those things where I'm struggling to think of a spin-off.
Or prequels.
Prequels. Yeah,
spin-offs or prequels.
I mean, to be fair, the Star Wars prequels were pretty bad.
I like them. Again, like I said, Star Wars is the exception for me.
Do you think they're good films, though?
Yeah.
Is that the nostalgia talking, like the Star Wars fan talk? Because the thing is, I used to be a big Star Wars fan, but since they royally muffed it up in the most recent films, it really made me go back and look at what they'd done previously. And actually, to be honest with you, the prequels
they're
weren't
flawed for sure, and they're not as good as the original.
Don't get me wrong. But Qui-Gon Jinn's my boy.
There were a number of moments throughout the prequels that were just absolutely badass.
Okay.
And I mean, like in the first one, when and
I mean the race is banging.
So we were the right age for it. So I was like 7 when that came out.
Right. And so I would have been about what, 9?
Yeah, 8, 9, something like that. And it's 99.
Yeah, because I remember I felt like I grew up with Star Wars because we had the old VHS, and I'm sure people will know what I'm talking about. There was like a trilogy version that looked like Darth Vader's head.
Yeah, silver.
That slid out.
Silver
head. That feeling of sliding it out.
So I've
Normally
heard.
It's about sliding it in.
Yeah, it's still exciting. It's still exciting.
Yeah.
Dope though. I'm like, for real. So the moment in... Because bear in mind, like you said, we'd grown up watching like the original trilogy, and the lightsaber battles were like limited. I mean, they were cool and they got better. But this one, when Maul busts out the second blade, and you're like, and the Duel of Fates, which is by the way one of the greatest pieces of cinematic music ever to be put.
Yeah, I mean that's a long
put down in a recording
studio.
Like,
it's like a quarter of the film. That fight scene.
That like dum 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 dum. That is just that is absolutely beastly. And he just the second blade, and you're like, holy shit, it's about to go down, motherfucker.
And then spoiler alert, our boy Qui-Gon.
Rippers.
Yeah, #Rippers.
#Rippers.
Dominus Simile Patri.
Imagine that if like the Pope met Qui-Gon.
They've met. I mean, if the Pope's like in touch with the Force, which he needs to believe he is. I mean, that's what he's famous for, isn't it? He's in touch with...
The Pope's like Earth Yoda, is what we're saying.
He's the, what is it? He wears the shoes of the fisherman. He's God's...
Can he do that? Can he just walk up and take people's shoes? Is that like a papal thing?
It's like, it's one of those weird things, isn't it? It's like, he's like, either the left or right hand of God. He's one of them. Oh, mate, I should be on the do a sermon, shouldn't I?
You should be writing books about
religion,
Catholicism,
about
yeah.
theology, yeah. Absolutely. I got my finger on the pulse. So, yeah, we've established, I mean, he was in the films.
The Pope or Qui-Gon?
I mean, the senator, not the senator. Yeah, Senator Palpatine looks a bit like the Pope.
Well, he's a very old white man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give you that. Very pale.
Yeah. All obsessed with ultimate power. You know, in touch with the Force.
Corrupting young men. I mean, it's all there. It's all there. It's all there. I wonder where George Lucas really got the inspiration. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
Absolute mystery.
We don't comment here on Crossing Swords.
We don't.
I mean, fuck me, that was a segue.
That was such a segue. I genuinely forgot what the episode was about for a second. I was like, whoa.
Are we just discussing Star Wars now?
Thing is, you could start me off on that and you know I'll go. Yeah,
I mean, like I said, I was a big fan of Star Wars, and they just muffed it up so badly with the most recent films that it did make me go back and look at the old
Luckily, the Mandalorian's doing it.
I mean, I'll give them their due with the Obi-Wan TV series. I felt like they nailed that. Hayden Christensen actually felt like he did some acting in that.
There were some moments for sure in that show that was just that were good.
Yeah, so they've redeemed themselves a little bit.
Sort of the lighting of some of the shots and.
But yeah, the whole reason we were going to do this episode was basically everything's been a bit serious and shit.
We got a bit
general.
dark. We got a bit.
You know, we did a mental health episode. We've done several episodes about what's been going on.
We basically back-to-backed it with how shit's the world, and then boy,
how
are we
feel
suffering
about
from it. Yeah.
And now we're like, do you know what? Let's have a bit more of an
fun.
uplifting one. We started off all right talking about Star Wars, but the idea was we were going to do some Would You Rathers and also try and solve other people's problems. / laugh at their misfortune.
Yeah, I mean, we're helping through laughter. Laughter is healing. Laughter is medicine.
Laughter is
and
healing.
we're helping that process. You know, we're promoting that.
Yeah, I mean, it's very much on brand for you. I mean, I think literally
2
days after my dad died or something like that, I came to play football, and the first thing you did was make a joke about my dead dad.
I did.
It was tasteful.
It was tasteful, right?
It was tasteful for Jake.
I gauged it first. Like, I didn't just come out as soon as you got out and being like, "Huh, your dad's dead." I kind of
and it was perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. But, you know, I'm just saying it's on brand.
Yeah, I mean,
you weren't at the funeral going.
I should say, I don't want to get a reputation or anything here, but I think I was the first one to make a joke about football correspondent Ashley Jones' dead dad as well.
I wouldn't put it past you at all.
No, I think I did. And I caught myself saying it. Like, it came... Do you know that Jason Manford bit when he goes, have you ever said something, heard it and thought, oh, is that... I know that voice. Oh, shit, that's my voice.
Yeah.
That was a bit like that, where I sort of thought after I said it, and I was like, oh, shit, like, I just said that. Quite, like, really well, luckily. He kind of feigned disrespect and insult, and then eventually...
Yeah. Do you reckon he cried later that night?
Probably. You know, I do have a reputation for making my friends cry.
You do. Yeah, we'll have to talk to Alex about that.
But he for about 2 or 3 weeks after I made that joke, and I was like, "Bro, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't mean it. You know that we there's no boundaries with us. There's no." And he was like, "I
can't wait."
First of all, wow.
I mean, I'm not rushing him off, but just for when he does.
I think I can't remember.
I'll make sure it's away from your mum and your brother.
I can't remember what Ash said or did, but I just said, like, I'm glad your dad's not here to see that because he'd be absolutely disgraced.
Me and Ash are going to workshop this. I'm going to get in touch with him and just between now and your dad dying, work out what's the
best jokes.
The harsh, but like still
the most cutting thing you can say, but
without
still
crossing
funny.
the line. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I said something like, I'm glad your dad's not dead because he'd be disgraced at the man you become. Something to that effect.
Yeah.
And then for about 2 or 3 weeks afterwards, Ash would just, every time I'd say something, he'd be like, are you glad my dad's dead, mate?
And you just look him in the eyes and you'd say, absolutely.
Yeah, I stand by what, you know.
Yeah, rippers.
Said what I meant what I said.
Yeah.
And I said ripper. I mean, I didn't have rippers at the time, I don't think.
No, but you fought it in your heart.
Spiritually.
Yeah.
Mm.
You felt it in the force like the Pope.
Yeah, there was like a papal rippers.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, so how do you want to start this off? Should we do an Agony Aunt? Should we do a Would You Rather?
I don't suppose anyone's dad's died, has they? I've got a few great... I've got some great material. I've been workshopping some great material on that stuff.
Right, my first one is a Would You Rather.
Shoot.
So, would you rather eat all of your food with your hands or use utensils with only your weaker hand?
Oh, bro, no brainer. Eat all the food with the hands. There's many cultures in the world where they do just eat with their hands.
Yeah, but there's so many foods I wouldn't want to eat with my hands.
I know straight what we're thinking. Soup. Baked beans.
My first thought was curry.
Curry,
I know famously it is eaten
but
with
the thing
hands,
is, you don't just like raw dog curry. You get a bit of bread. You get a bit of naan.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what this is saying. I don't think this is saying you can use something else. I think it's like for every meal.
But I'm eating the bread, so I am eating with my hands.
No, but you'd have to fork over the bread.
No, why do I have to? Oh, no. Hang on. So not only have I got rid of utensils, bread's gone with it.
Yeah, but that becomes a utensil because that's exactly the purpose they use it for.
Okay,
it's not because
so
they're
what
like,
if I
we
start,
love bread that much.
What if I start getting
we
like
don't want our hands to
dry
get dirty.
chicken? And I start rubbing the curry up in there and trying to soak it up. Are you going to get rid of that because that's now acting as a utensil?
No, that's being ridiculous.
No, yeah, you're right. I'm being ridiculous. I'm so sorry.
The sauce and the chicken,
I'm taking it to a silly place.
Linked. They're like if you're having a curry, the chicken and the sauce come together. You haven't ordered chicken and then pulled a curry sauce out of somewhere and been like, I'm going to use this.
But when was the last time you had a curry or ordered a curry? Didn't. I mean, I don't suppose you order that many curries.
No,
I don't think you're that. But when you did,
no, it upsets my stomach.
When was the last time you ordered one and didn't order a naan with it?
I rarely do. I'm not a big naan fan.
What? That's insane.
I find them too bloating.
That's insane.
I've got less room for the biryani and whatever curry I've decided to have. Normally a boner.
2 more lamb booners, please.
No, never lamb. Well, I'm not an animal.
It's just listen. I mean, that's thrown me. I'm not gonna lie. You know, the fact that you weren't really big.
If I was gonna have something, my dad used to order chapatis. I'd go for that.
Yeah,
because that's
right?
thinner. But even then, most of the time I wouldn't. I'd rather have an onion bhaji than. That's like my go-to instead of a naan.
I'm saying I shouldn't you being ridiculous?
My mum always has a naan.
Ridiculous to throw bread out the window.
Well, like there's only so many meals you're getting away with that for, aren't you? You can't do that with soup.
No, I just scoop it. Or to be honest, I wouldn't even. So
soup you just drink, I guess.
So do I have a bowl?
Well, of course you do. That's the thing you serve it in.
Drink from the
bowl. What, everything?
Or soup, yeah.
What about curry?
Bread.
Yeah, but I've taken bread off.
Well, yeah, then I drink it. But what would you have? And to be honest, at the end of the day, if you used your weak hand, it'd become your strong hand pretty soon,
that's
right?
exactly what I'm thinking, is that I feel like I'd adapt to it quite quickly.
Think about all the amputees. I mean, they're going to be so fuming listening to me mug them off and be like, fuck your amputee lifestyle.
You haven't even considered using your weaker hand at this point. You're just like, I'll be an animal.
Well, just straight, my mind went straight to there's so many cultures that do that anyway.
Yeah, but like, how often would you need to wash your hands? That would get on my tits.
I wash my hands quite a lot anyway.
What, after every meal?
I mean, not currently.
No, because you use utensils.
I would.
So you'd be going from never having to wash your hands after a meal to having to wash your hands
I work in a
pre and post.
I work in a charity industry. I work in a charity shop.
Yeah.
Like, I'm touching people's dodgy old shit all the time, so I'm washing my hands quite regularly. I'm quite used to it.
Really?
Mate, it's grim. Some of the shit, it's either been in the garage for years, or you'd think, why would you not wash it?
Yeah.
Like, literally, just get a brush, like a cloth, wipe it once. Why is that not happening?
Yeah, yeah.
It's disgusting.
Fair enough. I think I'm going weaker hand.
That's good though, because you know, we've kind of split it.
So you're gonna go everything with your hands.
Everything with my hands.
I just don't think you're thinking this through.
I don't. Well, I didn't realise bread was going to be taken away from me as well.
Well, that's a utensil.
No, but it's
that's exactly
food,
the function it's serving. Though.
But I'm eating the thing, so that is food.
Yeah, but you're using it as you're not. You haven't sat down to go, I really fancy some bread. Oh, why don't I have some curry with it? I'm having curry. Oh, I'll use the bread as a utensil.
Yeah, but arguably, when you have a sandwich, you're not sat down thinking, I want some bread. You want the filling, like you want,
Yeah, but you must be in the mood for
the sandwich
bread.
is a vessel.
But you must be in the mood for bread.
You know, I just don't.
It's not just a vessel. It's like a core tenet of a sandwich is bread.
Yeah, but it's.
If someone handed me a sandwich without the bread, I think something's gone wrong.
Yeah, if someone hands you a sandwich without bread, you're just being handed a slice of ham, really.
And like, if you walked over to me with a slice of ham,
here's your sandwich.
I'd be like, this is how he's lost weight.
Yeah, I just imagine foods.
No, you just cut the bread out.
Cut bread. I mean, that's quite an effective way.
Utensils in which you want to use it for everything.
But only for like curries and only for curry, really.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Everything else is pretty dry. You don't need to. Because like, what about pancakes? You know, like crispy aromatic duck pancakes.
What about them?
Well, can I have those? Like, I mean, fuck. Where are we going with this?
Well, that's the dish. If the dish revolves around a form of bread,
for me, a curry involves bread. Always involves bread.
Yeah, but like if you're writing a curry recipe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're writing down, got the chicken, cumin, star anise, turmeric. I don't know what you're into. Bit of chili, naga chilies if you're going really hot.
I dare you.
You're not writing the recipe down.
To this episode afterwards and make a dish. The recipe you've just said.
I would take out the naga chilies.
No. You've already said. Oh, fine. Just chilies.
Yeah, I would take out the chili. That's not a bad starting base for what they would call the tarka for a curry, which is the base flavour to a curry. Fuck you! You did not know. I had the level of knowledge about curry making that I do. Rick Stein, motherfucker.
I love Rick Stein. I love Rick Stein. He's so good. We've said it before. He's just so like normal. He kind of sloppy eats.
Yeah, he's a bit like, he comes across like a bit of a Tory, but I like it in an endearing way.
My favourite bit of one of his episodes, I think I might have said it in a previous episode on the podcast, is when he was riding in Amsterdam on a bike and he sort of got off the bike to do a bit to camera and they stopped on his bike, so the people behind him were like, bro, what the fuck? They went to go around him and he got off his bike and carried on doing a bit to camera and the guy just looks around like, what the fuck is this guy's problem?
Yeah, he's a good laugh. I like Rick Stein.
Okay, I like Rick Stein.
So yeah, but yeah, if you're writing down a curry recipe, at no point in that recipe are you adding the mixtures for.
No, but when you write down
that's a separate recipe because it's a separate thing.
If you, let's say, chicken and chips, right?
Right.
You have chicken and chips. That's a very common meal in this country.
Yeah.
You'd write down, you do a recipe for the chicken and a recipe for the chips, and then you bring them together for a meal.
Yeah, but the dish is chicken and chips.
Yeah, but you do
you don't call it
a
curry
recipe
and
for
naan.
the thing. For me, a curry involves a naan.
It can do.
And it involves rice.
But you could easily have a curry.
I'm sorry, I always have rice in my curry, but you wouldn't include that in the recipe for the curry.
You might have. No, but you could eat the curry without the rice. You could eat the curry without the rice.
I could, but I don't. Well, I'm not an animal.
Sorry. My apologies. I think we're going to just have to agree to disagree. I didn't expect us to get this stuck on curry.
Went a lot further than, if you said, how long will this question
what's
get
the biggest thing we're going to fall out over?
That would not be it. Naan
but
bread
I actually
would
want
not
to
be
know
it.
people's opinions. Who's writing this? Is the naan more of a utensil in what Jake's saying?
It's food. You're eating it.
Yeah, but I would argue the whole reason it was invented,
or a chapata or whatever, like you said,
for
you just
the
kind of
method you're talking about, which is for so it's used as a utensil, but an edible one.
Yeah,
but it's still a utensil.
Food. I'm eating it.
So I'd just like to know what people think. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll hold my hands up. But the fundamental reason a naan was invented,
how high
chapatis,
can your hands go?
Quite high, quite tall.
We'll find out after the listeners write in.
Listening. But yeah, right. Shall I give you another one?
Well, how can they write in and tell us?
That was a very good question, Jake. They can do, and it'll be on the bottom of the screen. I don't know why I've got the giggles. But you can find us or get in touch with us at Twitter at Swords Crossing, on Facebook Crossing Swords, and on Instagram at CrossingSwords_podcast, or you can email us at CrossingSwords19@gmail.com.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. The next one. Would you rather eat the oldest thing in your fridge or drink from your toilet?
I'm quite lucky.
Is your fridge is organised, isn't it? Of course it is.
Not
There's
just
no way
organised.
you've got old shit in your fridge.
Generally, stuff gets sorted through. Yeah, it's sort of like once a week. Anything old gets chucked out, and
that doesn't shock me.
Gets the old sniff
I've
test.
met you and your family and all your servants.
I mean, gets the
There's
old
no
bite.
way that you're falling behind on that.
Smells fine. Stick it back in. So probably go for the fridge. What about you?
We're not that organised, and I have no confidence whatsoever in that I'm going to find something. I don't know. There's definitely going to be some old shit in that fridge. I wouldn't even hazard a guess. Like, there's going to be a jar of something, and it's going to be something like marmalade or piccalilli or something from a Christmas several years ago.
I think I know the oldest thing in my fridge.
My problem is, if it as it's my toilet, I know what goes in there. If it was any other toilet, I'd seriously think about it, because I'd be like, I could at least pretend.
You could feign,
no
ignorance. Like, not even feign, ignorance. Yeah.
But I know what goes on in my toilet.
What goes on in there is between you and God.
And
God's been a real running theme in this episode.
God's a running theme in everything, Jake. God's with us all the time.
You're right, I'm sorry. That is
Dominus Spiritus Sancti.
Give yourself some kind of applause or something, because you've done very well there.
That's the prompt, Jake. Like my penis, I have to find it.
Have we got anything from the Pope?
Not yet. We'll have to get some. I'll try and get a Dominus Spiritus Sancti.
What I'll do, leave it with me. I'll give him a bell.
Yeah. Get him to record something.
Yeah, see if he's willing to record something for us. Yeah.
That's fair. I'm on board. Yeah, I think I'm eating the oldest thing from my fridge.
You are going fridge. You're not going toilet.
Yeah, I feel like if I do that, I can get over that. I can shit it out. I can vomit, whatever. I'm never going to forget the fact I've drunk from my toilet. So no, I think I've got to go for the oldest thing in the fridge. You've got a lovely one here, because everything's in date.
Well,
it's probably something
I know,
tasty. Like the worst, it's going to be some old pecorino.
No, I actually think I know what the oldest thing in the fridge is.
What is it?
I think there's a box of After Eights that have been there for about, I don't know, a year and a half.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Literally. So someone bought us like some After Eights.
They're not gone
No
off
one
yet.
in my family really eats them. I will eat them, but I don't eat them. So every now and then I'll be like, I'm having an After Eight out
There's
of the fridge.
no chocolate in the house.
But it's just, it takes up no space. It sticks in the top corner, and it's just been there for about a year and a half. And every now and then I will just be like, I'll have an. And I am fine. I still eat them every now and then. Just slowly work my way through them. So, if anything, the oldest thing in my fridge is quite tasty. Yeah. I'm fine.
I got fucked over here. Right, who's next? Me?
Do you want me to do an agony aunt? I mean, I've only got some. I've only sort of listened to the people. Dear Crossing Swords, short one. This one. But it's got some power.
Okay.
Wait. Dear Crossing Swords, this is from a chap. It's an anonymous, but it is a chap. My fiancée is pregnant, and I've been sleeping with her sister. You went, see.
I regret that.
I mean,
I was applauding she's pregnant.
You're going to bring back that reputation for premature. You don't want to bring that back. No, I told you. I'm sorry for playing that in your face after you told me about that situation. My fiancée is pregnant. Hold. And I've been sleeping with her sister, who is now also pregnant.
Jesus.
I'm not ready for kids. Should I ditch them both?
I mean, you've got yourself into a sticky situation there, my friend. I
mean, if there was a sticky situation, there'd probably be less of an issue.
I mean, probably shouldn't have fucked her sister. Probably shouldn't have got her pregnant. Definitely shouldn't have got the sister pregnant.
But now we're dealing with hypotheticals.
I mean, the thing is, are they aware of it? Like the sisters?
They're aware that each other's pregnant. You can't hide that.
Not that he's the dad.
Not that he's the shared father.
I mean, first off, he's got to deal with that. And the thing is, it's unavoidable. They're going to find out, aren't they? Their sisters.
Does he have some kind of fatherly responsibility for both
absolutely.
children?
Of course he does. He's got to step up and be a man and support both kids.
I can't argue with that.
He made his bed. He's got to lie in it. I mean, it's a very weird situation. I feel like
if they'd have spent more time making the bed, no issues.
Yeah, there'd be less babies.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, who goes around someone else's house and goes, "Come on, let's make your bed"?
You do.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to find a line that works. You know,
yeah.
I've yet to find it.
Yeah.
So far, I've tried. Let's go make your bed. Do you fancy a bit? And please, I'm really desperate. Those are the three that I've tried so far, and none of them have worked. I just can't believe. I just don't know what I'm doing.
Anything else in the workshop? Anything else?
Yeah, I'm workshopping a few.
Okay.
I'm open to suggestions.
Yeah, I'll have a think and I'll get back to you. People, let us know what line can Jake use.
I mean, I'll ask the Pope as well when I speak to him.
Have you thought about just telling them they look all right?
Compliments. That's so.
I know.
That's why you're engaged.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
Told her she looked all right. Yeah.
You look all right, babe.
Yeah. Not doing bad.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Keep it up. Work.
How patronising is that? I mean, brilliant, but.
That's exactly how I talk to her.
Because the sort of the flip side of that is, listen, babe, don't let your standards drop. All right?
Yeah. I mean, I knew someone who was told that by their other half.
Brutal.
But they were completely like okay with it because they sort of understood, like, because his logic, and I don't agree.
Was it
with
like a genuine health concern though, or like was it?
Well,
just
yeah, like, but she wasn't in bad shape. He was basically just like, if you were to let yourself go, I would no longer be interested.
I'd be out of that relationship there and then.
But his sort of attitude was, well, that this is the person I met, right? Someone who's looking after himself, in good shape. If like, he was like, it was different if you got unwell, you know, there was a reason, like, but if you were like just not looking after yourself and just eating McDonald's all the time, he was like, I'm not okay with that.
And you thought, dream.
They got married,
mate. That's ridiculous. How would you react?
I mean, it would be weird of Leanne to have met me and then said to me, if you let yourself go, mate, we're going to run into some issues. I mean, that would be very odd because I don't remember when I hadn't let myself go. It was a long time ago. So it's not really a problem. She's quite okay with... I mean, obviously, I think if you asked her, she'd say, for me, she'd probably like it if I lost weight.
That's brutal, though, isn't it?
But it certainly hasn't been an issue thus far.
Sort of like...
What about you?
Well, it's always like talking to your partner like you're a football manager or something. Like, right now you're a 7, well, okay? I need you to keep giving me that.
I'm probably missing out. The other side of it was he was also sort of like... It was...
A dick?
Yeah, but there was... there's something I'm forgetting. Like, there was something he said. It was something...
Is it all right, baby, look all right?
No, it was along the lines of... It was to do with, like, clearly something's gone wrong if that happens. Do you know what I mean?
So why is your first thing to be like, bye, rather than step in and help? Do you know what I mean? Like, where's the support?
Well, I think he's like, let's just not get to that point.
That's all well and good. I wouldn't react well to that.
No. What if you had a lady friend who was like, if you chub it up, we're done?
First of all, you know, probably go on some big misogynistic rant. It's kind of my style.
Yeah.
No, I'd like...
she needs to get back in the kitchen.
Yeah, like let men worry about men things.
Don't worry, darling, I'll be fine.
Dad, I'd leave.
Yeah.
I think I'd question the relationship there and then.
How hot could she be and get away? Like, how hot would she need to be to get away with that? Or rich, even?
Both insanely hot and very,
Scarlett
very wealthy.
Johansson
Like, I'd have to be a...
Like, she's just given you...
Do you know what I mean? I'd have to be like
she's just given you the good stuff, do you know what I mean?
What do they call them? Like,
you've had a
trophy
husband.
I'd have to be like a trophy husband.
You've had a weekend, you feel like a changed man, and she just drops in, she sat there smoking a fag, obviously, because you've just rocked her world. And she's like, if this situation changes, if you chub up, I'm out.
It's motivate. Yeah, but then, I'm fighting for a lifestyle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's something in it for you, at least.
Yeah, not just...
But anything below Scarlett Johansson?
Or whatever, there's like a... I mean, yeah. I'd have to be a very well-kept man. How would you feel about
your missus chubbing up?
Is she rich?
No.
Oh, we're straying in some dangerous territory. No, it's fine. At the end of the day, obviously, like, their physical attraction does play a part of it, but I'm attracted to the person. So if they physically grow and change and like chub up or whatever.
Yeah, but like, let's call a spade, right? There's a cut-off point, isn't there, for everyone?
Thing is, I'd never say... No, look, I'd never say, like...
If she turns into
I'd never say, if you get big, I'm out. But if she started to get up, and I mean up, not just a few pounds kind of thing, if she started to get up...
She's doubled in size.
I'd talk to her, and I'd say, I'd offer the support and say, like, babe, what... Is there anything up? Is there anything that's happening? Because you're big. And
you're taking up more space in bed.
You're not. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you sit down, I shoot up.
All I'm trying to point out is that for everyone, like, as horrible as that guy sounded, there is a cut-off point for everyone of fatness.
But my first issue is once I start saying, I want to support. I want to be like.
Yeah, you're more like, let me help you get back to the gym rather than leave.
Not even what's up, but there's a good chance there's some kind of emotional, psychological thing going on to it, and it's like, well, let's get you to a good place. Let's get you back.
Let's fix you.
And let's get you, get you. You don't have to be like skinny mini, but like, let's get you healthy. Let's make sure you live past 40.
What if she's being body positive?
Well, we're talking about huge. You just said, like,
but what if she feels?
You.
What if that's what she's into now? What if she says to you, but I am happy?
I think I did. I'd have to assess it, but I can't see it being an issue.
Really? Okay.
Okay, just right out there. Okay, if you're a fat chick, don't start messaging me. All right, let's not. No. I can't envisage a problem. What about you?
I think it'd be fairly hypocritical for me to have an issue with weight.
Maybe you're getting a bit.
But no, I can honestly say, I feel like I should tread very carefully here, because I feel like you can get yourself in trouble quite easily as a man in a relationship talking about a lady and her weight. It isn't an issue for me if my lady was to put on some weight. I like a bit of
meat on the bones.
Bit of meat on the bones. And I think a bit like yourself, if she started putting on a lot of weight and I thought it was something she was unhappy with, then yeah, I would try and.
Well, can you just?
I don't know how much I could help.
Cue up the soundboard there, because I just want to say that I think Leanne looks fine.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Worth it, 100% worth it.
We have it on there just for this moment. Right. Would you rather be infamous in history or be forgotten after your death?
Well, infamy is often from bad things.
Well, yeah.
let's throw it out there, yeah.
Do we want a posthumous Me Too or just to...
No, I'd happily just live my life. No, I've lived a good life.
Yeah, but the way I'm picturing this question in my head, right, so it doesn't matter. You could have like 10 children, best relationship with all of them. The second you're gone...
We really are keeping the old Catholic thread, aren't we?
What, lots of kids?
Lots of kids.
I mean, we know you don't use protection. There's some little change running around out there.
It just doesn't feel good, okay? My penis is too big.
We certainly have friends where we've questioned paternity, so I'm not saying that you're the father. I'm not.
No.
And
legally,
you know who I'm talking to out there.
I don't want that to be the case.
There was even questions that I might be the father of a few children out there. I'm not, just for the tax man and for CSA. Never.
No. In fact, as far as the child support thing is concerned, I've never even had sex.
No.
Never even.
I don't earn any money.
I've never even ejaculated near a woman.
No.
Despite what police reports say.
No. Especially not in them.
Or on them.
Or on their mums.
Or on their mums. It happens, these things just sometimes one thing leads to another.
Sometimes there's just stray mums caught in the crossfire.
What was the question? Infamy.
Die in infamy. I mean, you would die in infamy if you're.
But you're talking about forgotten. To be honest, once I'm dead, who gives a shit? I don't care. I'm dead.
I know, but there is that. It's the fear of oblivion, I guess, isn't it? You want someone to remember you when you're gone.
They say you die twice, don't they?
Yeah, once when you die, and once when the last person who remembers you dies.
Yeah, when the last person.
Or when they forget about you.
3 times, I guess, because then once when the last person, when your name is last spoken.
Yeah.
Personally, yeah, that's my choice. If I'm dead, I'm dead. I don't really care. As long as I'm on my deathbed, I think I've lived a good life.
Yeah.
I'm content with it. I'm happy with it.
I don't think anyone's ever really content on their deathbed. I think it's a nice idea.
Do you know what? There is a kind of, if you sort of talk to people, watch documentaries, read case studies and stuff, there is a kind of bliss in the kind of those. I mean, there is a fear. It's a kind of...
Oh, there's definitely fear there.
It's a kind of peaceful fear. If for people that have been given enough time and that there's not their suffering's been alleviated and stuff. But
yeah,
what would you rather?
Well, they often say someone who suffered with a depression and perhaps decides to end their life.
Happiest they've been is after they make that decision.
Yeah.
But what would you rather?
Definitely die and be forgotten. I don't want to be remembered as some sort of evil bastard. I'd rather that.
So you were just playing devil's advocate then. You weren't just
but that's
pulling me through the shit for it.
Well, yeah, I'd try to have a bit of a conversation, Jake. I don't want to just sit here and go, yeah, no, that's shit. We just want to die. Do you know what I mean? I don't want it to be the...
Yeah, we've done that. 2 episodes worth.
Last episode.
We handled that. We got that.
So yeah, no, I think definitely...
What do you think, sidebar, if
what
you
the
were,
infamous thing
what
would
the
be?
infamy, yeah, what would...
I don't know. I've not really done anything thus far that I feel would be... he came too quickly? I don't know, maybe.
Is that infamous?
Maybe. He was notoriously bad in bed. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean,
maybe
listen,
he was just too good looking was the problem. Maybe that was the...
that's the message I've been telling everyone.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you that infamy, bro. I'm going to get
It's
that.
going to be on my tombstone.
Too good looking.
I mean, I'm not going to be...
He's too good looking for this world.
Yeah. That's why I had to die.
God needed him back.
That's why I had to kill him.
The Pope was just completely
The thing is, no one's
emasculated.
going to see it coming because they're all going to think you're too afraid of me murdering you, that when you've actually murdered me, no one's going to think it was you.
That's probably what you're infamous for, killing your co-host.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Killing
That
your
would probably
killing
be...
your co-host in the moments before your death.
Just before they turned the switch off in Switzerland, he took Jake's knife, he lured him in and just slit his throat. Do you know what I
It's
mean?
like, I'm ready now.
Yeah.
I can
I'm
go.
at peace.
I'm at peace. I know the podcast is safe from being
Fucking
milked
die,
out.
happy man. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I got a little crossing swords. Little deer crossing swords.
Little crossing sword.
Little crossing swords is what I call it. Deer crossing swords. Twice now, I've walked in on my boyfriend masturbating in the bathroom. What should I do?
I mean, it's natural.
Like nothing? Is the
no,
answer?
I think the fact she's written in makes me think that she has an issue with it in general, which is silly.
Why is he
'cause
not
men are
locking the
gonna
door?
Well, there's that, but the other problem is, why are you doing it with her in the house?
Get bored, innit?
No, but I think like they should have a conversation, and she's got one. She's got to accept that men masturbate, and she's not going to stop that.
Everyone
And
masturbates.
Even if he tells her, fine, I won't do it," he's lying. So I think having the conversation about boundaries, privacy,
Just
and
a shout out to
you know,
her.
I think it's ridiculous. Like, she should be fine with walking in on that. But like, if it was me, I would probably do it when my missus was at the house.
Well, I just want to shout out to all the people at home. If your boyfriend, girlfriend, they friend. I don't know what the non-binary version of a girlfriend or boyfriend is. I just said they friend, but I
friend.
don't know. Friend seems really platonic, doesn't it? Seems really
But they're quite platonic people, aren't they?
partner, I guess.
Yeah,
Partner. There's loads of gender neutral terms. I don't know why I didn't think of one.
Yeah.
Partner, other half.
I'm not very well versed on LGBTQ+. I mean,
Don't
I
have
know
to be. It's
it's-
just the English language. Like,
Yeah, I'm not well versed in that either.
just a shout. If your partner has told you they don't masturbate,
They're lying.
they're lying.
Although
Some people
I
don't.
have-
Like, some people don't.
I've
but
definitely met some women that were very like anti the whole thing. And I don't know whether that was, again, a religious problem or...
were you, when you spoke to them about it, were you masturbating at the time? Is that the
I
reason
mean,
they
I'm
were
a
against
man,
it?
it goes without saying. If I wasn't doing it, I was thinking about doing it.
Just standing there rubbing one up, being like, "Why do you hate this? What's your
It
problem?
feels great.
Touch it,
Where's
you'll
your
see."
mum?
Where's your mum? Need a target.
Yeah. Do you feel the Pope? He's with us. Maybe that was her issue with it, feeling like God was watching.
Yeah,
If
I mean, just
anything,
think about
that's
it, God
that
watches you
gets me
wank.
going. If anything, that's just like, he wouldn't allow me to do it.
I
if it
can
was
only,
bad.
I
Do
can
you know
only
what I mean?
assume that I'm very good at it because he's never given me tips.
Oh, I've
He's-
definitely felt some disapproval.
He's watched me many, many times, and he's not once come down and said, "You should be doing it this way instead."
No. But I don't think God or Jesus are well known for...
So I must be nailing it, and by it, I
Talking-
mean myself.
Famously, they only talk to the Pope.
Yeah,
He wears the
imagine that.
shoes of the fisherman.
Imagine that. If you got a chance to meet the Pope and the first thing you said to him, or the only thing you said to him was like, "What? Has God got any feedback on my wanking?
Yeah.
I need to know."
Do it less, maybe.
Would you think that the Pope would make it up? Or do
Don't
you
do
think
it
he'd try
with
and be
your mum
honest?
in the house, and certainly don't call for her.
Yeah, that's the what's that danger,
Danger
wank?
wanking.
Yeah,
Yeah, call for one of your parents and see if you can finish before the end of the room.
yeah. It
I've
sucks
never
when you
had
live in
that
a
issue
small
with your
house.
mum.
Sucks when you live in a
Just as
small.
well you live in a huge one.
Yeah, it helps. We use the intercom.
You
We've
can
got
get at
loads
least
of time.
two
I've
in.
got loads of time. I put on compilation DVDs.
Well, the
Finish
thing is,
them.
it has to go through a few servants to get to your mum.
I once got through the whole Anal Annie series 1 through 6, just waiting for my mum to get from one wing to the other.
Was that a lady who enjoyed anal called Ali, or a man called Ali, or was
No,
it
Annie. Annie.
Annie?
I've never seen Anal Alley. That's a whole different series. I've not seen that.
Anal.
I've seen
Annie.
clips, but I've never seen the whole thing.
Did you talk about the sun coming out tomorrow?
That sound will come out. Oh.
Yeah. Was it a porn parody of the? I mean, it'd be a fucked up musical using orphans and anal together. But I mean,
I'm into what I'm into. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you probably shouldn't publicly admit that on.
I mean,
those
DVDs were a gift. Like I only, I didn't go and choose them.
That was a weird Christmas with your mum. I don't know why I'm ragging on your mum today.
Yeah, I don't know why you are, man.
She's a lovely lady.
What's wrong with the Pope? You know, just pick on the Pope.
Yeah, but I just don't see him being into anal Annie.
He might be.
No, that's got
too old,
too
female. Yeah. Do you think Leonardo DiCaprio's
they're definitely within
priest.
age. I mean, that's a whole weird situation at the moment. Everyone talking about Leo's sexual habits.
It is weird though that he's done like 2, 3 in a row when they've been 25.
What if it's just a coincidence?
Like just the idea that.
Like, what if it just happens to be like they fell out after her 25th birthday? Why does it have to be?
Well, I did see someone say that, at 25, the woman's brain is finishing developing enough that she can realise that she actually doesn't want to be with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. I think that's
possible.
I think that's. I mean, it was a bit like I remember we went round for a game night round Dave and Mia's house, and you and Mia tried to drop a bomb on me that Taskmaster was sexist. That statistically he gives less points.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, can't
sure.
it just be the women they had on it was shit? Like, why does it have to be a misogynistic thing? Why couldn't it just be those women? Like, they happen to be women and shit.
Genuine, how did
Not shit because they're women.
How did we get here from like Anal Annie?
I mean, it's easily done.
I've already forgotten. Oh, she's fucking dicking on my mum, man. Not literally, but
well,
listen,
just coming on her.
Those days are gone. I know you physically cannot keep up anymore.
No, she's too much woman for me.
You just got to think about it.
And also, I have too much respect for your dad.
Yeah, who you were planning to like mug off earlier on at one point.
Well,
I can't remember what you were going to do to my dad, but he was involved in some way.
Hey, look, you were the one who wanted to wash him.
No.
That's a nice little callback to a previous episode.
Yeah, if you want to know what we're talking about,
yeah,
head back a few.
Yeah,
listen, it's great.
Yeah,
good.
Right. Did you give me an answer?
Oh, what was the question?
Yeah. Would you rather die of infamy or?
Oh yeah.
You'd rather die of infamy?
No, the other one. I'd rather die with no one knowing.
Oh dear, I've almost actually run out of questions. Right, this one's good. Would you rather?
They're all good. Please.
Would you rather talk dirty to me over the phone or sexting? And now the sexting could include text and picture messages.
I mean, I'm like straight up
over the phone.
Straight up sext because it gives you more time to think.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You could be more creative with your responses. You can be a bit more artistic and articulate.
I feel like I could have you stroking one out through text. I'm a very good wordsmith.
I could bring you to the edge and back again.
Yeah.
And just have you just having the best time of your life.
Yeah. I'd have you craving things you never thought you'd crave. Do you know what I mean?
You would be questioning so much about yourself.
I wouldn't be questioning. I believe it.
But having so much fun.
Yeah, I feel like over the phone would be too awkward.
I tell you what, you would.
I know what you're searching for.
Gay!
Had to.
Absolutely. But yeah, I feel like sexting, I don't know, it feels less awkward.
Also, if someone drops a bombshell on you sexting,
yeah,
you can take a minute to process it.
Yeah,
and think
away.
of an adequate response.
Yeah,
and if they suddenly change the direction, you're like, all right, let me finish the thing we were doing, and now go in this new direction. Whereas if someone does it on the phone, you're a bit like, wait, what?
Like
Do you know what I mean? You
there's
feel
a
like
risk of me and you are going to end up sexting.
We're like, bro, look, this is what I'm talking about. For example.
Yeah.
For example.
I think I might start off with how I'd wine and dine you and how I'd seduce
love that.
you.
That's one of your finest moments, the wine and dine. Like, it's one of my favourite drunk moments of you.
I wasn't drunk.
You were one of them. That's the thing, is you've said it more than once.
I only remember one of them. And I was definitely sober for the one I remember.
You don't remember the one? You might not have said wine and dine, actually, when we went to Kingston. And we were on the way back.
Oh, was that our friend's friend?
Yeah.
Did I say it to her as well?
Yeah.
I must have been
No, you
drunk.
said it to me.
Oh, okay.
Because she kind of set her sights on me that night.
She behaved like a whore.
To me.
Yeah.
And
not just you, there was...
on me.
Yeah.
It was very clear. It was very clear what she wanted that evening. And
Well, I think the reason I was annoyed was because she had inquired about my
availability.
sexual services previously, but I was in a relationship.
All I remember was, I don't want to say gagging
relationship.
for it, but she was very keen.
Yeah.
A friend of ours just kind of like wasn't having a
You
good
could have probably
night.
had her behind the bins. I don't want to be
100%.
crude.
100%.
You know, on Kingston
I could have done it
High
on the dance
Street.
floor.
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And no judgment.
No,
I reckon
like,
she
look,
would've.
it happens. And like, you would have been just as big a slag in that situation for doing it.
I had my moments in my younger days. Who didn't among
yeah.
us?
But, yeah.
But on the bus home, because a friend of ours wasn't having a good night and was like, I'm going home. I've fucking had enough. And I was like, I'll come with you. And he's like, no, I want to be on. I was like, no, bro.
I think I know which friend.
I'm coming with you.
Yeah.
And he was like, no. I was like, bro, I'm coming with you.
Same.
Like, yeah,
I need an excuse.
I'm not staying here. I'm coming with you. And then the
Going
three of us
Kingston
ended up on the
was
bus
so
home.
long as well.
And you were just like, I can't believe she chose you. Like, I'd have gave you a wine and dine speech. I'd have wined and dined her and
Yeah.
whatever. And I was
a
like,
lot of
bro.
women didn't take me up on that offer.
And to quote football correspondent Ashley Jones, she's yours. Come and take her. It's fine.
Surprisingly, I'm not that worried now.
Yeah.
I
Nor am
don't lie awake at night
Worrying
missing
about
her.
it.
No.
No, well, you don't. You've got your own. You've got Leanne now.
So we're both in agreement. We're sexting.
100%. I much prefer sext. If anyone wants to sext, I'm here for it.
Right. I've got 2 more would you rathers.
I've got one more Agony Aunt.
Should we save that for now?
Yeah, I mean, I was just saying what I've got.
All right, we've done all right. Would you rather give up your favourite food or sex?
Easy. As a man who hasn't had sex for a while, absolutely, that can go. Food can stay.
Really?
You forget what it's like.
Again,
You forget what it's
Jake.
like.
No,
You're not that bothered.
No, Jake, come on,
No,
bro.
just not that bothered.
You,
to be
you
honest,
don't want to go to the
when-
promised land
okay,
ever again?
So when we say favourite food,
yeah.
are you going to be a dick and start throwing out everything? So like, I say I've got a favourite food, right? And we get rid of it. And then what happens is the second favourite gets promoted to first, and you go, well, that's now your favourite, so that's got to
No,
go.
no,
And
no.
we slowly work
No,
our way
no,
through. Is this another
whatever
bread
your-
situation?
No, it's not. So what I'm saying is, say like
Whatever's
your
currently my favourite
thing
food.
is a doner kebab, you would say kebab is my favourite food. Kebabs are gone.
Crisps are my weakness.
Right.
Do I have
wasn't
to be
expecting
specific about
crisps.
flavour? Bro, it's
Everyone
so,
has a favourite crisp.
it's
So you would
it's
have
so
to give
weak.
me. I wouldn't take. I'd consider taking away all crisp depending on your if your favourite crisp choice is
I
really
have to-
shit
where
like
I'm
Worcester
trying to,
sauce
like-
or something like that. Then I'm
Mate,
taking all crisps.
Grim. You should just end me there and then if that's what I say. It's my favourite.
Yeah, that'd be proper.
That would be
Tory.
like when that's the only reason I'd say it is if when a mugger comes along and they're like, give us all your stuff and you give them like a handful of shit from your pocket. You're like, that's all I've got. Like, because you just
Yeah,
don't want to
they
lose the
just-
stuff
they
you
end
actually
up
like.
giving you money.
Yeah, so that's the only reason I'd say Worcester fucking sauce is because I wanted to keep all the good shit.
So
Like,
you're going to carry
oh,
around
Worcester
a road
sauce.
pack
Oh,
of
no,
Worcester
don't take
sauce
it away.
crisps to give to a mugger.
no, just see me like, yeah. Hungry? Think about it. If they're your friend,
Yeah. So
if
what
they're
is your
eating, they're
favourite-
not mugging.
What's your favourite crisps?
Change, to be honest. I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm not helping, but it's like
Fuck me, we're only trying to record a podcast here,
there's a few.
You're going to make me take all
Probably,
crisps then?
probably. Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. I actually, because I'm trying to eat healthier and stuff.
That
like,
would do you a favour, would it?
in the week, I actually can't eat any crisps because I can't just have one bag.
Okay. Why? How many do you go to? I mean, I can do it. I'm not. This is zero judgment.
Well, I used to before I kind of started this like healthier thing.
Yeah.
I used to be on about anywhere from like 5 or 6 bags a day.
Oh wow, fair enough.
Yeah, it's a real problem. It's a
No,
real
I
condition.
could do that
and-
as well.
and-
Don't get
yeah,
me
yeah,
wrong,
yeah.
and I have. I've routinely bought a 6-pack of Quavers, and
got
they've
for
never
a-
seen the light of day again.
The thing is, what I used to do is I used to think I'll have like like a sort of a louder flavour, a spicier flavour,
Yeah.
and I think well, I've got to chase that up with something a bit different. To
Safer.
kind of,
Yeah. Just to ease me back into normality.
yeah. It's not good. So crisps. What's your favourite fruit? What would you give up?
It would 100% be the favourite food, and it
Yeah, I
would
mean,
be
if I can-
hard.
If you're not just gonna like start working for all my food, it's the food's going.
Yeah, I mean, I think because you've not really nailed down a favourite, you've just
I've
lost
lost
all
crisps.
crisps.
No, that's
They're
fair.
all gone.
Pringles.
And they're crisps.
Oh damn it!
That includes lentil puffs.
Pop chips.
It's gone.
Damn it!
Anything that
Never
could
even
be
had
considered
pop chips. I
like
just they were my
pork
hope.
scratchings. Gone.
No, pork scratchings. That's
They're
not
part
crisps.
of-
That's not
what aisle
crisps.
are they down?
Don't be ridiculous.
What aisle are they down?
What?
Go into a supermarket. What aisle are the pork scratchings in?
You can't do that. Have you ever
Oh,
been
I
down
can.
Lidl? Have
I
you ever been down
can and I
Lidl?
have.
You described the fucking aisle layout in Lidl.
Yeah, but the supermarket, like, that's not a proper
Like,
supermarket.
do you know what? I'm getting rid of ham. That's my favourite food. I'm getting rid of ham. Well, guess what? You just got rid of canoes too, because they're down the same aisle.
Yeah, but
All boats
Lidl's an obvious
gone.
exception. If you walked into a Sainsbury's tomorrow, I could tell you where you would find pork scratchings, and you know what aisle they're
On the end of the
down to.
aisle, sometimes on a promotion.
No, they'll be on a clip strip.
No,
down
but also down that
an
aisle is
alcohol
stuff
aisle
like
sometimes.
Twiglets and shit. You can keep Twiglets. They're not crisps.
They sort of are.
They're not.
They
Come
are.
on.
They come in a tub
Come
of
on.
like mini cheddars.
Come on.
What would you
Mini
call
cheddars.
them?
Mini cheddars like mini biscuits. There's no way mini cheddars are crisps.
They're crisps. How is this controversial? Mini cheddars are crisps. I'm having a breakdown.
Crisps are like potato based.
1 second. There's only one thing that can solve this. Let's calm down for a second.
Yeah, we
Let's
should.
take a step back.
Do you know what? I always knew food would be the thing that got us heated. I always knew it.
What would you? You're genuinely trying to tell me a mini cheddar is a biscuit?
If crisps are potato based, right?
No, but that's not what we've just defined as the characteristic of a crisp, though, is it? Because
We never defined it. That's the problem. I'm defining it now.
no, but even like some of the options you named earlier as crisps don't have potato.
Yeah, I do.
Then all puffs don't.
Oh no, to be fair, I actually, when you said that, I didn't know what they were. I just sort of went with it.
We get lentil crisps. That's mainly what I meant.
That's fine. I don't know what they are. I mean, obviously, I can work it
They're a
out, but I've
crisp
never had
made
them.
of lentil.
I've never had them, so I'm not bothered about losing them.
But no,
But if they're potato
100
based, like and pork scratchings, where's the potato in a pork scratching?
Well, that isn't what a crisp is.
It 100% is what a crisp is. Like, we're gonna get so fucking.
Pork scratchings are part of the crisp family. They
No,
come
they're
in a
not.
crisp packet.
No, they're not. This is just
They come in the same
ridiculous.
packet as a packet of crisps.
Well, what about biltong? Biltong's down a crisp bar. Are you saying I can't have biltong?
Yes.
Dried meat. You're saying dried meat is crisp. You're just in to wind me up now. I'm not even taking this serious. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way you can sit there and put biltong in the same fucking category as a crisp.
All the supermarkets do it.
So I know. So when you said you've got to lose your favourite food, we're just going to shut a whole aisle and whatever's down there is down there.
What is the crisp aisle?
It's just utterly ridiculous.
Why?
Not dignified. Let's help. So let's move on. What else you got? Would you rather's? And what's your favourite food that you're losing?
Chinese.
All Chinese.
Yes.
I mean that's fair,
yeah.
but
I'm living the lifestyle. I'm telling you. Do you know what I mean? I'm walking the walk and talking the talk and walking the walk,
So,
mate.
like
Backing it up.
Chinese. Where would I
I
find
can't
Chinese?
ever have anything Chinese again. No chow mein, no rice.
Generally, world foods aisle.
Well, no, because India.
Oh, you know, you just shot yourself. It's all down the same aisle, bro.
No, but they're
No,
not
it's all
the
down there.
same
You
thing.
just shut off the aisle. You just showed the whole aisle's gone.
That's fine. There's still Asian stuff in other aisles.
Just ridiculous. Move on. What's your next? Would you rather?
I love how upset you are. But by the way, there's no way you can tell me a mini cheddar isn't a crisp.
It's not a crisp
Why not?
because it's not potato based.
So that's your only argument, is it because it doesn't contain potatoes, which I guarantee you some level
No,
it
it
does.
probably
I bet it has
contains
potato
potatoes.
starch
What's it?
and-
Potato based. Like the base of it is potato. It's built around being potatoes.
That's the most ridiculous argument I've ever heard.
It's the most scientific argument you've ever heard.
It's not.
Your argument has just put dried meat in the same category. I'm just
Because it's
just
down
throw
the
that. That's
crisp
where your
aisle.
mind went.
The thing is, like you were trying
can
to
see
put
why Brexit won.
Indian and
This is
Asian
this
in the same
Too
thing.
much going on here. In
I
the
think
world.
you're being racially charged there, and I'm not comfortable with it.
That's where they're in this. What they're in the aisle. What's in the aisle together? I'm not. Supermarkets are racist.
Yeah, but that aisle is called the world food aisle.
Yeah,
not
so you
the
just
Asian
mugged off
aisle.
all world food.
No, I mugged off crisps. Everything under crisps.
Yeah, and what you've just binned off all world food.
No, I haven't.
Yeah,
I
they're
just
all in the
can't
same
eat-
aisle. That's
No,
what you
I'm
just
saying
said.
I
They're all in
prefer
the
pussy
same
to chow
aisle.
mein, Jake. That's what I'm saying.
Just yeah.
I prefer sex to chow mein.
God bless the pussy.
Always reminds me of that scene in
Sons.
Sons of Anarchy when he's in
I was trying to
prison.
think what he said. I was like, I
He was
can't
like, "Do you know
remember
what said
exactly
to
what
me,
he
free
said.
Padre? Tight, wet, pussy. Pussy the Redeemer.
Just,
Right. I have a
Debrief.
feeling this one's going to be less controversial, which is ridiculous. Would you rather smack a puppy in private and no one will know you've done it, or get smacked by your dad in the face in public?
Oh, smacked by my face and by my dad in public. I couldn't hit a puppy.
Well, even though no one would know about it.
No, I couldn't bring myself to
But
hit a
there are
puppy.
no consequences. The
No,
puppy
I
will
couldn't
be
bring myself to hit a
fine.
puppy. I can't look a puppy in the face and hit it.
Smack it.
What are you picking?
I think I have to agree. I mean, it'd be weird seeing my dad again.
Emotional, and the
getting
first
punched
thing
in
he
the
does
face.
is deck you.
Yeah. But I still think
But-
that's
but-
preferable to
Smack.
cat in the cradle with the silver spoon. When you're coming home, Dad. Fucking
Yeah, I
hell.
can't hit a puppy.
Yeah, I couldn't hit a
I
puppy.
just genuinely
I mean,
can't
that
look a puppy
makes
in the
me-
face and hit it.
It was sort of inspired by. Have you ever
All your
watched House
puppy
of
beating
Cards? Have you watched House of Cards?
Are you about to do some Kevin Spacey sexual life shit?
Well, no, literally the first scene in the whole show is him strangling a dog.
I don't remember that. I watched the first.
You don't see him do it. It's done quite nicely, but you hear the noises. It's proper
I was
grim.
going to say, 'cause
And it literally starts with a dog getting ran over, and he comes out of his house, and the dog's suffering.
oh yeah,
And he looks
yeah.
into the camera and does a speech about useful suffering
Yeah, no, I
and
remember.
non-useful suffering.
I
And
was
he
going to say, I've only
strangles
watched
out
like
a
the
dog.
first series, and it's been a very long time since I watched
yeah,
it.
as you
No,
know,
fair
like,
enough.
despite what he's done, I'm a big
You can still go back
House
and
of
watch
Cards
it.
fan. Yeah, I do go back and watch it.
No, fair enough. Fair
But
enough.
yeah.
Right,
Right, do you want to do your last agony aunt?
sure. Dear Crossing Swords, an old friend resurfaced in my life recently. Ever since he
That's
came
never
back,
good.
we never truly clicked, and I found him to be a bit of an expletive there. I actually didn't send the word, just
Bit of a cunt.
crossed out the expletives. I guess, yeah, it could be. It's a 4-letter word.
Yeah,
Could
well,
be. I've been thinking about the best way to cut him off when he when he revealed to me his cancer diagnosis. So I'm now worried that if I bin him off as a friend whilst this is going on, it will seem super cruel and I'll be judged by literally everyone. But the guy's a massive dick and I truly don't like
I mean,
him. What should I do?
I'm guessing it's terminal.
No, I don't think it is terminal. I think there's a
that's
chance that he's... Yeah. It's so...
'Cause
I'm
if it's
so sorry you're going to live.
Because if
No,
it's
'cause
terminal, you
This
just
is the problem
it's a
solved.
waiting
It's a
game.
waiting game.
You've just got to put up with him for a little while in the solace of knowing that he's
But
deaf.
no, I don't
is
think it's terminal. I think
with
it's just
fourth.
the guy's just going through cancer treatment at
I'm-
the exact moment where he wanted to just
I
mug him off.
mean, I think you've got to wait out either death or survival.
You got to wait for him to hit remission
Yeah.
or the
And then
cemetery.
cut him. I mean, he's not going to be able to see a lot of people anyway if he's going through treatment because his.
But you
immune
might
system's
want to
gonna be
reach out to
fucked.
people and be like,
Yeah, but I like
be there
if
for me.
they've
And he
only
doesn't say,
just-
but what if he says, I want you to come to my appointments and shit? And you're like, fucking guy's a dick. I don't
I mean, if he
spend time
does,
with
he
him.
does. You've just got to man up and do it. Or if work doesn't allow it, you can't. But I would imagine if they've only just reconnected, he's not going to be number one on the chemo buddy list.
Unless the guy's a bigger dick as the guy says he is, in which case
and
he's
has
probably
no
not got many friends. Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's cruel. Yeah, it's
I think you've just got to
the cruelty of the world, isn't it? Yeah.
You can't.
Fate's not been
You
kind.
don't want to be known as the guy that stopped
Ditched
being
his
friends.
cancer friend. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think sadly you've just got to sort of grin and bear it a little bit. I mean, he's the one. that
I got to
counts
be
at the
honest
end of the
though.
day.
I would be fuming if that, because I'd like you. I'd stick it out and I'd be like, look,
Yeah,
I'm gonna. This guy needs support, whether I
Fucking
like him or not.
God.
He needs support. I'm gonna
Yeah.
provide it to him.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, oh,
Fuck me, I
if I'd
can't
have done
wait
this
for him
like
to
a
die.
week earlier, like,
Yeah.
like honestly,
God damn
if
my
I'd have just
indecisive nature.
built up the courage to call him a prick and walk away.
Yeah.
I think I'd have been annoyed at myself. Really?
Yeah. If anything, I'd have probably laughed and been like, "Yeah, seems about right."
Yeah, classic.
Yeah.
Classic. Now I'm stuck with him.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you've just got to wait it out, mate. Sadly.
Yeah,
Either wait
death or
for
remission.
death to come or remission. But then even then, I feel like if you stop being friends with someone who's just gone through all of that, people are going to be like, they're still going to think a bit less. I think at that point you could get away with phasing him out.
But you've got to do it slowly. You've got to do it carefully, considerately.
Yeah, I think you're looking at a 2-3 year period here of having to.
See him less and less.
Yeah. Yeah. And just be nice, wish him all the best, and just hope karma does its work.
Yeah. Or find a scapegoat. Start dating someone.
Yeah.
Claim that she hates you
Yeah, but then your missus is known as the woman who hates the cancer guy.
Yeah, she's the scapegoat. That's what I said. Get a scapegoat.
Yeah,
Then it's
but
her fault.
then you've got an issue where all of your friends hate your missus.
Not your, yeah, but that's her fault.
The thing
That's
is,
her
I
problem.
reckon there's a good chance
I didn't say it was a
he
perfect
can find
solution.
he's going to be able to find someone who knows this guy.
Who also thinks he's a cunt.
Yeah, and they're going to it's going to be a high risk, high reward scenario that you've got to try and pick this person out dry, if you know what I mean, like with very little pre-convo to having this, and just being like, is it just me, or is it, like, I know he's got
He's a
cancer,
prick.
and that's, but he's just an asshole. And they're going to, oh, thank God, and then you're going to bond, and, you know, I think you'll find something.
It's very high risk, horrible, because if you get it wrong,
Yeah. So it's that,
you're like,
or just
going
wait it
for
out.
cancer. You're like,
Yeah. Yeah, and you can do the whole British thing, going, oh, we absolutely support him, yeah, we'll be all nice, but fuck me, he's an asshole. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the things I think is important, because I don't think just because someone's got cancer that they're no longer a cunt. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
I've had this dispute with someone before where I was
scene
like, just
in,
because they died of cancer doesn't mean they weren't an asshole when they were
It's a
alive.
scene in Inbetweeners when
Yeah.
the guy comes back after he's had like kidney treatment and stuff.
Yeah, he was a
And he comes-
cunt before.
And he was like, oh, that guy's a dick. And he's like, oh, you can't say that. He's ill. And he's like, no, he was a dick then. He's a dick now.
Yeah.
No problem. And yeah, I'm with you. Gotta
Yeah.
suck it up.
Right,
Gotta
I've
be
got
there.
a couple of agony aunts before we finish.
Shoot.
Dear Crossing Swords, I'm a 36-year-old woman and I've been with my partner for 8 years. We're happy enough. We never argue, but I suppose we never really talked about having kids. Last week, he totally surprised me by asking me to marry him, and when we were out for dinner. Luckily, he didn't make a big show of it because I didn't know what to say. I was unprepared and didn't expect it, so I hadn't really thought about how I'd respond to the question. I said thank you and then maybe, so the evening fell a bit flat after that, and I could tell he was upset even though he tried to hide it. I suppose my question is, should I just get married because, you know, we've been together a while? The truth of it is I don't know whether I want to marry him or anyone. I'm quite focused on my job and social life, and I haven't really even thought about having a baby either. My mum thinks I'm a disgrace and feels sorry for my boyfriend and told me to make my mind up before I lose him. What do I do?
Have that conversation with yourself.
Yeah.
And then have that conversation with him.
Yeah.
Say, you know, you can have, and they don't need to be separate. They can run concurrently. You can say to him, look, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean...
I'll think about it, and I'm really...
Can I say something?
There's nothing wrong with not wanting to get married or have kids, by the way.
No, there isn't. There isn't. But it seems odd to me to have been with someone 8 years and to have not have already had
Discussed
some level of that conversation, to not have any idea.
I've been with people for like 3 weeks.
Like, for
I've
her
already
to be
had that
surprised that
discussion.
after 8 years...
It's
Well,
intense, but...
No, definitely you have, like, I've done online dating and you definitely cover, like,
You cover the ground.
because otherwise you're like, there's no point, even me, if we're not even compatible on very basic levels, it doesn't matter how well we're going to get on, how good the sex is going to be, and it always is good sex with me, Jake, but, I mean, that's by the
I
by.
know. That's why I sexted you.
But yeah, what's the point of even it? But it seems very odd to me to have been in a relationship with someone
I've
for 8 years,
not really come up
and
or
for her to be
delve into it.
really taken aback by the fact he would even propose. That seems odd to me as well. I think, sadly, from what it sounds like, they probably shouldn't be together.
I don't think that. I
because,
think
well, no, the reason I say that is because if she's not even thought about the question, it's going to be one. I don't know. I don't see her getting there quick enough, even if it is what she wants ultimately.
I don't know that he... I mean, obviously, he kind of does want to get married, but I don't know that he necessarily really wants it, that he just thinks it's
Well, it
what
depends
you
on
do.
his
Do
motivations,
you know what I
I
mean?
guess.
It might
If
just be...
Is it the done thing, or is it because he genuinely wants
That's what
to marry
happens.
her
You
and be
get to,
married?
or you get to a certain point and you think, right, we should probably
I
be
think
together.
that's less the case nowadays, though. I
If
don't
you're
think
married.
people tend to get engaged for that reason as much. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think it happens in fair, but I think there's still a lot of people that follow the
I don't know,
traditional
we-
life path,
We,
so to speak.
I would say there's a good chunk of people we know that haven't, and are like having kids and not
yeah,
married.
doing it in a
and,
non-traditional sense, no, for sure.
So I think compared to when we were kids, like I remember one friend. I'm not going to out his family, not that it's anything that needs outing, but we had a friend that parents.
Right, no need to show off. You had a friend, I get it,
that
fine.
famous that, like, for me, was the first one I'd met.
With divorced parents.
Well, no, that weren't even married, that had never
Oh,
been
fair enough.
married, but weren't divorced, weren't split, like had a house together, kids, everything you would expect, but just not the piece of paper. And I remember that blew my mind when I was younger. But I think
Didn't
now
think it could
it's
happen
just
when you were young, did
well,
you?
it just seemed really odd because every adult I ever met was married and all with children. Do you know what I mean? Like,
And miserable.
so I think there's a theme I've seen online. A lot of people choose the wrong people to be with, I think, or that people definitely aren't honest enough in relationships.
Yeah, you still want them to see you in a certain light. You still want.
I
don't mean you or I just mean in general people do.
I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's fear of loneliness, and it will sound like a very broad generalisation, but I think there's definitely a lot of people out there that end up with someone that perhaps they shouldn't be, and I don't know what it is.
Because they don't think they've got better options or whatever.
I don't know whether that is.
Do that.
I think that's definitely the case. There will be the case for some people, definitely.
And people feel that
but it happens on.
Ticking,
it seems on quite such a large scale. I don't know whether that's we're not honest enough, or I definitely don't think people are willing to put themselves second enough.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Because in my experience so far of being in a serious relationship, and mine with Leanne, what I would probably say is my first ever serious one, there's 100% a lot of, and it's a give and take in the sense of like one of you will need more than the other one at stage.
Oh yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, it's a pendulum. It's always swinging. Sometimes
times
you both need more, and exactly one of you's got to kind of compromise a bit.
I don't think I don't know what it is. A lot of people seem to struggle with that aspect. I think where it's very difficult for people to put themselves, and it sounds
they see it as
to say put yourself second,
but they see it as more rigid. As once we've established the dynamic, this is the dynamic.
Think it's definitely a relinquishing of control to a large degree, and I think that's definitely what people struggle. But I don't know what it is on mass that causes it. But there's a lot of people that end up, from what you can see or from what it seems like, the wrong people.
Nice little religious reference there. A little bit of mass. Nice bringing it back to our papal theme.
But yeah, so I think we're both agreement that this lady should
have a discussion with herself and has to have a discussion with him, and at the same time, just kind of
and if it's not for the both of you, I would highly recommend not staying together for the sake of staying together to not be alone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think they'll be alright.
No, but what I mean is if they get down to it and she like goes and soul searches and decides, I don't want kids, I don't want to get married, but I love you, I want to be with you. If he's dead set on having kids and marriage, he shouldn't
it's not going to work. No, then it's not going to work.
Because
you'll resent it.
Absolutely, and vice versa. I don't think she should relent into it. I certainly don't think she should just get married because they've been together 8 years. I think that's... I think like a lot of people make the mistake of thinking also having children can solve relationship problems.
I mean, that was common for a long time.
All I've seen in people having children, not all I've seen, but like in terms of... Puts
the pressure on even more and the cracks
absolutely
deepen. And
I think that's completely natural, and that's not a reflection of saying people are bad parents, or it's a natural occurrence that you throw a kid into the mix. And
then you feel trapped.
Well, I don't even think necessarily
as well,
trapped.
On top of it. No, I think people do, because they feel like... Christ, there's a kid now, I can't just walk away.
Your identity becomes second to the fact that you're a parent. And I think a lot of people struggle with that. But I think, like, especially in relationships, and especially if your relationship wasn't healthy to begin with and you didn't have joint coping mechanisms for life in general, you throw a kid into that, and it's not a healthy mix at all.
It's not.
And I'll probably come across sounding quite preachy and know it all. I haven't had kids.
You do most times. That's fine. Most episodes.
But if anything, it's always been from a concern level for people. I'd far rather see someone happy than not. Do you know what I mean?
And yet you continue to influence in my life. You continue to get yourself involved in all these negative ways.
Kid with me.
Not what you said last night. You threatened me. You blackmailed me.
That was off camera. And we said we weren't going to talk about it.
Well, I'm talking about it. I'm bringing it up.
And I'm going to move swiftly on. Right. This is I've got others, but we'll call it after this one. Dear Crossing Swords, I'm a man in my early 40s and I've been married for 10 years. I recently found out my wife was having a sexual affair with...
Sorry, I was very Alan Partridge. Sexual... pardon.
With an ex-boyfriend who I considered a friend. I caught them kissing. This sounds like a story you might have been involved with. There's no reason I said that.
Yeah, whoa.
I caught them kissing at a house party, and it all unravelled. They'd been seeing each other in secret for months. meeting at our house when I was at work, and they even booked hotel rooms to meet for sex.
Yeah, straight away, you
during
know
the
that's
day.
not me. I'm too tight. I'm not paying for a hotel room.
No, you made her pay.
100%. If I was having an affair with a
You
married woman,
100%
make her pay.
You're making the husband pay for it on the joint
100%.
credit
That's
card.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that would hurt me more, to be honest. I think
I'm
that I
claiming
paid
those,
for
like,
it
you know, you get those like booking nights or whatever
on your name.
I'm claiming them.
Yeah.
You've paid. I'm claiming the rewards.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I felt totally gutted and betrayed by both of them, but my wife ended the affair and said she wouldn't see or speak to her ex ever again, and she answered all of my questions. We have a 6-year-old daughter, and we both agreed we still love each other deep down and want to try and make the marriage work. We've had a few counselling sessions, but my wife doesn't really engage, so we're taking a break. She claims she doesn't love her ex. It was just about the sex and excitement because life was mundane. She said it was She said it was about how she felt and nothing to do with me, but it has stopped me nothing has stopped me blaming myself and feeling I'm not good enough to keep her happy. Where do we go from here?
It's a tough one.
Divorce court.
As someone who has been cheated on,
Get rid of that hoe.
I can tell you that yes, those were my feelings at the time. I did feel like I felt inadequate. I felt questioning myself. I kept thinking, what have I done? What have I not done? And that's not the case. That's not it. Genuinely, a lot of the time, has nothing to do with the partner. So, like, there's a lot of cases where it does.
I think in some cases that's true.
I would say majority of cases it does have something to do with the partner. But I'd say there's a large number of cases
Definitely
where it actually has nothing to do with the partner. And it is, like you said, it's just a mundanity thing.
But
you
that
get
doesn't
into this
remove
lifestyle.
you from the equation. Like, it still
sometimes it's a sort of form of self-harm and torture. You know, people get dangerously close to being happy and they think, I'm going to go and sabotage this. I'm going to go and I'm not worthy of it. Do you know what I mean? And go and start having an affair and looking for...
Yeah.
And those are all things. But for me, which is what this is about, I'm not going to speak on anyone else's behalf. Be pretty... I mean, to be honest, I do speak on a lot of people's behalf on this pod. If I were him, it depends. I mean, he said they both love each other.
Yeah.
And he said they're both committed to it.
But yet she put no effort into the couples counselling.
I'd talk to her about that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, what that smacks of is I made a mistake, but I don't want to have to
Deal
take
with
responsibility for it.
I don't have to deal with it, yeah.
I want you to just forgive me and we'll pretend like it never happened.
I think there's probably a chance that she thinks...
Which, to be honest with you, if she's got that attitude about it, she's going to do it again.
What makes me think, for
Not
me... Not
necessarily with her ex, but...
It makes me think that she's... she feels like she's going to be judged by the counsellor, and that whatever they discuss, the counsellor's going to side with him.
Well, the ridiculous part of that
isn't
what
and that's not true. No, that's not true.
The counselor's there to help you guys get through that issue.
I do think that that's probably what she thinks.
Yeah, the counsellor's job would be to fix the issues in your relationship.
She knows they're there because of him. Because of her, and that's going to play a part on her mind.
I think it smacks of someone who doesn't want to take responsibility for their actions. The problem is, though, there's a reality in divorce and splitting up with someone you're married to, that men in these situations, even if you are the one that's been cheated on, quite heavily will get shafted in the divorce. He won't get to keep his house. He'll get less visitation if his missus is an arsehole. So he could end up in a very shit situation, not living in his house, paying the mortgage on it, barely seeing his kid, being miserable as fuck on his own while his wife fucks her ex.
If she does.
In the house he's paying for.
Which
she's already done.
Yeah, if she does it.
So what I'm saying is I basically don't know what he should do. If it was me, I'd want to leave her, because I don't know if you can rebuild that trust after that. Particularly if it was someone random, like if she shagged 10 random men, you know what I mean?
The ex feels a bit more...
The ex is like...
And it makes you feel the inadequacy as well. It makes you feel like, well, obviously he's good enough kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's got to talk to her about the counselling thing, give that another go, stick with it.
Yeah. I'd want that dickhead to pay for the hotel rooms.
I mean, yeah, 100%. I couldn't pay him. I couldn't bring myself to pay for it.
It's difficult. They've got a kid together. I think there's a level of responsibility to try and make it work for the kid, but...
Arguably, if they're both unhappy,
well, yeah,
the child will benefit more from two separate happy households than one miserable one.
I think they're going to have a mum that gets to live in a house she's not paying for, and a dad that's miserable and resents everything about his life if they get divorced.
Maybe. So you're saying don't get divorced?
Unless he's really rich and can afford 2 houses.
So you're saying don't get divorced? You want to get divorced, but don't get divorced because you're going to get screwed over?
I think he should just go on a sexual rampage and fuck whatever he likes and just don't get caught.
Interesting wording. Fuck whatever he likes.
Or like within the confines of the law.
Law doesn't cover a lot, I don't think.
Well, like, I mean, nothing under 16, everything consensual.
I was thinking more like objects. Thinking,
I'm not saying going to fuck animals and
or
doorknobs or fall on a cucumber.
That Channel 4 thing where they follow people that had sex with cars.
Yeah, that was a weird show.
It was great when they woke up and he was trying to have sex with their car.
I just remember him wiping down the car.
Oh, it's so creepy.
Yeah.
Each to their own at the end of the day. No, it's a victimless crime, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's not even a crime. It's not even a crime.
Is it victimless? I feel like those cars were never the same again.
Maybe not, but sounds like a them problem.
Yeah, I guess so. As long as he if he was living next door to me, I'd have an issue with it. Do you know what I mean? Unless he's doing it in his garage, in which case
we both know somebody who's very fond of their car as well. Imagine if they came down and found this guy trying to have sex with their car.
I think he'd end up in jail.
So do I.
Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah, murdering someone, running them over with the car.
Best scenario, GBH. Worst scenario, murder.
Yeah, if there was anything that was going to drive him to go to prison.
Nice wording. Nice wording.
It's just natural, mate.
You're just a comic genius.
Yeah.
I've said that many times.
Yeah.
It's usually
I mean,
when I say that.
You didn't really need to say it.
You usually know that I want to sext.
Yeah.
I'm buttering you up.
Yeah.
Literally. Have you got any butter?
Figuratively. Well, you might not believe this.
Is it not butter?
It might be. I'm not sure.
Because I don't believe it's not butter.
I think you might have to start believing.
But
I'm going to imagine dragons you and make you a believer.
It might come in handy later, the butter, that's all I'm saying. The butter or not butter.
Zooming past mine.
I am zooming past it because I'm not that familiar with Imagine Dragons.
Yeah, but everyone knows they've got a song called Believer.
Oh yeah, make you a believer. Oh yeah. It would not spring to mind though, to be honest. I'm not as familiar with them. You. He had a mullet. I just find that a bit. I should a bit. Yeah, no, I get that. You can go on, do another one. Go on. You've done there too. Do another one.
Sure, what I was going to do was just say a line from Radioactive.
Go on, slip in another one. No. We'll wait. What do you reckon, listeners? We'll wait. Yeah, we'll wait.
1 second, I'm just pulling up Google.
Oh, you're just looking at something completely non-related. Just an absolutely different thing. Yeah, well, no. I'll just pad. You just...
demons. That's a good one. I feel like I've got some demons, Jake.
I feel like most of your demons are the fact that you went strong on a pun that you knew 2 songs.
They say there might be thunder tonight.
Yeah? If you say so.
I feel it in my bones.
Yeah? Sing it.
Feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my... It's not even the line, but bones.
I can't think of a better place to end it.
Thunder is all around me.
I genuinely can't think of a better place to end it.
No. And on that note, guys, I'm not going to say all the socials again. It will be on the screen.
We've done them. They're there, you know.
Yeah. We hope you enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. Let us know our what are they called? Mini Cheddars crisps.
100% not, but sure, if you feel like you want to get involved in it.
I'm actually going to start texting people and be like, is Mini Cheddar a crisp?
Not. It depends on the context of the concept. Like,
no, are they a crisp? There's no other context.
I guarantee we'll get to this. We'll cover this, right? Also, let us know what Imagine Dragon puns we missed.
Yeah.
Hit us with that thunder. That was one, right? Thunder. That's one. Hit us like.
Talk to us about your demons.
Yeah. Do you feel it in your bones? The jokes we missed. Tell us.
Did you hear that thunder?
Yeah. Let's sing another one.
Feel it in my fingers.
Feel it in my bones.
We'll have to.
Thunder is all
I
around
think that's
us.
going to be a line. We talked about a musical episode, didn't we? That's going to be
That's
a
got to
line.
be a line,
in the
yeah.
song.
Feel it in my
Feel
bones.
it in my
Thunder's all
bones.
around us.
And so the feeling grows.
And we can just call the song Imagine Dragons Reprieve. We're just going through all the Imagine Dragons hits.
We've got to get all their hits in.
Yeah, both of them. They'll be in there.
Apparently they're quite good live.
They probably are. It's just he has a mullet. Like I said, I just can't.
Does it?
Can't get behind a man who has a mullet.
Mate, it's all business in the front.
Yeah, fun at the
party in
back.
How do you not remember that? It's a famous phrase. Business in the front, party in the back. Do you remember fun in the back? That describes your Friday night.
It is what I'm doing after this.
And on that note, we'll let you go, guys.
Bye.
Bye.